Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot. I said on my social media yesterday that I would do a questions and answers today and just a little catch up to see where everybody is. We're coming towards the end of 2019, which I think a lot of people will be glad to see the back of. So I'll just wait for some people to come in, and then it's basically like a little hangout with this. I will be doing some readings, some energies for the coming year. I may even, if I'm called to, I may even do some personal readings as well. So I don't know yet. I'm just flowing with this and seeing where it goes. So we're getting people in now. Please make yourself known. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Agatha. And my dog started to make noises as well in the other room. He always does it when I come online. Hi, Terry. Hi, April. Sandra. Highest of heaven, Tanya, I miss you, beloved. No, I'm coming back. I am. Things are going to be changing in the new year, and this is a little bit what I want to talk about as well. But I just wanted to. As soon as I know things, then I like to tell you them as well. So hi, Bobby, Divine, happy holidays, Jaquetta and Judy. We've got a nice little group in here at the moment. So how's the holidays been for you? Happy Christmas to everybody. And how have your holidays been this year? Has it been different, or, has it been good? Oh, this Hendrix decided to show his face again. Hi, Ruth. Stormy weather. Art Goddess Mama, good morning. Good morning. It's 4:45 where I am. I had all intentions of doing this at 12 o'clock this morning, and then one of my friends phoned, and I've just potted, and I really enjoyed this Sunday because I'm without a car at the moment, so I'm stuck in the campo. That was one of the things I wanted to say. Hold on. Hi, Tanya. I've been following you forever. Lindsay, I'm spiritual reading. Are you still in Spain? Honey, Lindsay Scorpio, spiritual reader. Happy New Year. Yeah, I'm still in Spain. I'm still in Ibiza, the beautiful, beautiful, magical island of Ibiza that so many times it's run by the goddess Tanit. And the amount of times I just say, damn it, Tanit, because this tests you. It really, really does. But it gives you massive rewards as well. So I'm very, very grateful. But yes, I'm still in Spain. So been quiet and relaxed holiday. So peaceful, needed that recharge. Yeah, I think we did. This year has been a tough year, a lot of challenges for us. And what I feel is that this year has been about healing. Okay, there's no way of getting around it. It's been messy. It's been uncomfortable. We've had people leave our lives. There's been a lot of that going on. But to me, it's kind of been a shedding where we shed our skins, and sometimes, there's friendships, there's relationships and things like that haven't lasted this year out. But please don't be sad about that, because when we realize that all that's been happening is getting us ready for the new year and the new energies to come, because 2020, from what I'm getting here, it's a biggie. It really, really is. It's kind of what we've been waiting for and what we've been working towards as well. So, it has been very challenging. December, I did want to do more work December, but there was more and more things being pushed where I didn't. Good morning, Sherry. So this month so far, I've had a fire in the house. I was very, very lucky with that. My brakes have failed on my car, and I was literally driving towards another car trying to brake, and it was like, no, it's not happening. I put my handbrake on. My handbrake didn't work, and I just had to sit and go, right, okay, this is it. I'm going to crash. And the mad thing was, I'm usually quite a nervous driver. I lost my mother in a car crash, so I know the damage that can be done. And I'd done a journey. I don't know if I'd mentioned to any of you, I was doing a psilocybin journey a couple of weeks ago. And since that, the fear is gone. So as I'm driving towards this other car, unable to stop, right, okay, this is it. I'm going to crash. And then I seen a crash barrier on the side of the road. So it was like, right, okay, I could crash into the crash barrier. this is going to stop me hitting the guy in front and all of the guys behind me, because there was quite a bit of traffic behind me, and my old car, Sonny, didn't have hazards. So to crash into the crash barrier, pulled it over, calm as anything, and just said to me, this is it. This is our time to part. So I got the recovery truck, took her up to the garage, and she's there now. So me and Sonny have parted ways, but we've had such an amazing summer. So I went yesterday to get a new car. I pick one up tomorrow, and this one is safe. It actually has an airbag. It has what is it? It has heating in it, which is amazing. And so I'm not going for the coolness of Sonny. I'm going for safety this time, But it was weird because the morning this happened, I woke up and my daughter's coming to the island next week, and I thought, I need to hire a car for her to come, and I cannot drive her in this. And then that day I went out and the brakes failed completely. So yeah, it's been a testing year, but I've really actually enjoyed this December, even with the drama, because I think I can feel that I'm not the person that walked into 2019. I'm always safe, Jennifer. Yeah, thank you. Glad you're safe. Yeah, I'm always safe, and this is what I realize, that we're protected. And I've been thinking I need to get rid of the car, but then it's like, oh no, I loved it, but no, it is time now. So yeah, it's been nice and peaceful as we wind down into this year. But I think if we all can take a look back at the year we've had and see what we've learned, because God, we've had some lessons, and see how strong we are, even if these holidays are testing, which they often are for people. Look at what you've endured this year and look at what you've got through, and see, I don't like to use the word resolutions, because I feel resolutions are, we set ourselves sometimes unhealthy, or tasks that we can't actually carry out. So what is it you want to manifest into 2020? What do you want to bring into your life? And is that the same as what you were thinking you were going into 2019 with? Because I think so many of us have changed. So, right, okay, questions. Right, okay, that's quite a funny question. So yeah, I put out on my social media the other day that if anybody had any questions that I would ask them. So I'm going to go through a couple of them first, and then I'm going to do some readings. And this is just a hangout. So if anybody wants to ask questions, if anybody, anything at all, then please, I'm here. I'm here for whatever. So great video on Instagram. You liked it, Sherry, did you? Thank you. Right, somebody said, are you doing okay, Tanya? That was one of the questions somebody wanted to ask me. And yes, I am doing absolutely amazingly okay. Like I say, this year, I really put myself into the depths of myself. A lot of things that I've been putting off for years, putting off the healing, thinking I can dodge around them. This year, it's just like, it's time, and I need to dive right in. So it's been messy, it's been sticky, but I am doing better than I've ever done. Like literally, I really, really feel that. The journey that I had, the psilocybin journey, was it was life-changing. Literally, I may talk more about that one day, but it's a video in itself. I mean, the guys that I was doing it with did take quite a lot of video, because they said they wanted to make a documentary of it. And I just say I went deep and I went high, and some of the knowledge and information that I was given was literally mind blown. I mean, I've connected to spirit for a lot of years, and it doesn't really take a lot to blow my mind. My mind was literally blown, but it left me with things that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. And it's changed my outlook. It's changed my outlook on things, on death, on life, on all of this, so yeah, it was so beneficial. So, are you taking paid personal readings on this chat? No, I'm not. I don't often do, paid personal readings. To me, it doesn't really work for me in that way. If I'm drawn to read for people, then I will read for them, and I will do a little bit of that, eventually. So, yes, so was Stephen's question. Am I doing okay? Yes, I'm doing amazingly. There's another one there. Tanya, did you have to overcome rejection from family when you started reading? That's quite an interesting one, because I have heard people mention that. My family were all, I think I come from a long line of witches. And although they didn't practice spirituality or the psychicness, they were, especially all the women in my family, were very, very in tune and very psychic. The first time I actually seen a spirit, I was probably about 4 or 5 years old, and there was a guy in my room, and I got very scared and shouted at my mom and was crying, and this guy disappeared. And when she came and got me, she had actually seen the same guy, so she knew, that it was all right. And she just said to me, there's nothing to be scared of, Tanya. It's the living that will hurt you, not the dead. So that was how I was to it. We were always taught that things were for a reason. My mum was very, very psychic, although she didn't use it. She was very scared of it. She often used to see a lot of bad happening, and she didn't like that. So it was never discouraged, but it was never encouraged neither, and my family have been, I'm very different to a lot of my family. I have a cousin who me and her just, we gel, very different people, but, we've been on this journey together, this healing journey as well. There are some of my family that don't get it, like my father, he doesn't get what I do, but I just, I don't hide from it. But within the conversations with him, it's not really worth talking about it. So no, I haven't been rejected, although I have probably had to distance myself from certain members of the family the more I've kind of gone on my journey. So I hope that answers that question for somebody. Right, blessed with divine gifts. People have went from my life this year. Yeah, mine too. But it's like, love them and let them go. And that is one thing that I understand within this life, is people are going to come and people are going to go, and all I can do is let them. If I cling to them, they're already gone. If you have to cling to something, they're already gone. If you have to try and force somebody or manipulate somebody to stay, then you live with that, knowing that they're not there because they want to be, and that's actually even worse than being alone, which a lot of people are scared of. So I hope that makes sense. What else have we got here? Somebody, what is the difference between the lover and the fool? Is there a difference? Within the tarot journey, I believe the fool is everybody. The fool is every archetype within that, in the same way we are. We are the fool, we are the magician, we are the high priestess, we are the empress, we are the emperor. I could go on. So the fool is the same person as the lover, I feel. But the lover is just an experience that the fool has to go through. So this is where, within tarot, when the fool comes to the lovers, this is where he has to make a sacrifice for love. Does he travel his own path, or does he go down with the person that he's met and fell in love with, or rose in love with? Because I hate that term, fall in love. It's, why would we want to fall in love? When we fall, we stumble. We look at the ground. What we should do in love is we should rise in love, and we should become a better version of ourselves, when we are in love, rather than worse. A lot of people, we lose our power when we go into love. We give it away. It's not that other people take it, it's we actually give it. So this is one of the lessons, the big lessons I think I've learned within life and within love, is keep your power within it, because that is where we have powerful connections and powerful relationships, which we're meant to thrive and grow with, rather than shrink back and become a lesser version of ourselves. We're meant to become a better version of ourselves, if that makes sense. Yeah. I love these things because I never know where they're going to go, but there's always something comes out of them, I think. So, does anybody else have any questions for me as well? Anything at all? It can be personal, it can be about spirituality, about tarot, not personal readings. If I do feel drawn to do them, I will make that known. Right, Haley Forsyth, are you still in Ibiza? After listening to you before, I found out it's a wonderful, magical place and thinking of a long weekend over in the spring. Definitely come. Definitely come. If you come in springtime, I think it's round about April or May. There's the Spirit Festival here over the weekend, and it's beautiful. It's really nice. It's before all of the tourists come, and it's a lot of the people that live on the island that come, and it's a Spirit Festival. It's literally down the road from where I am, and it's a beautiful place. So yeah, the island will welcome you, Haley. And if you're already thinking about it, the island's already started calling you, because that's what happens. Ibiza calls you. Right, Marie, do all of us have the ability to connect to spirit? Yes, I believe we do. Some people say it's a gift, and I believe it's a gift that we all have. It's like going to the gym. If I went to the gym now and wanted to lift, do you know what I mean, 200-pound weights, I couldn't do it because I haven't trained for that. But I have the ability to do it, the same as the person that's just won the strongman competition. We're no different, but they have put the training in, and they have had a goal on what they wanted to do. And this is, I feel, the same with spirituality and connecting to spirit. We all have the ability, but it's whether we have been kind of open to it. It's whether we've been kind of, what's the word, shown it when we were younger as well. It's whether we have fear around it. It's whether we still have this little bit of guilt, especially where religion's concerned, that it's not good and it's not healthy and it's not safe to do. So when we let go of all of these fears, when we actively put the intent in to say, right, okay, I want to develop, then we all have the ability. So I would say, if you're looking to do that, find a development circle near you, because to me, I really miss a development circle now, because even when I was doing this professionally, I still used to go to circle, because to me, that collective energy, and it doesn't matter whether we're teachers, we're always still students as well. So, have the intent, get rid of any fear, and make sure that you want to do it because you want to connect and you want to be of service, rather than you want to show off with it. Because so many people go, oh yeah, it's like a party trick. It's not, and there's some downsides to it as well, but there are so many upsides to it. And I believe that we are all here with a purpose, and when we start connecting to spirit, it allows us to connect to ourselves more. And we all have that ability as well. We just need to remember what we've forgotten. So I hope that makes sense to you, Mary. Right, what have we got? Yeah, so Terry, when I was younger, I had visions and I had a knowing. I feared it, blocked it. For the last few years, I've opened myself back up. Any advice? Keep being open, Terry. That's all you need to do. And don't let fear of what other people say or whatever put you off. If it's time for you now to open, then it's your time for open. Realize that it's a bit like snakes and ladders. I feel spirituality is a bit like snakes and ladders. We go up the ladder and we think, yay, look at what I can do. I'm here. The second we do that, we then get push back down that snake again, because humility is key, I feel, within all of this. We can recognize our greatness, but we need to stay humble within it as well. And always make sure that your intent is pure, and know that spirit might tell you what you don't want to hear, but they will always tell you the truth. So trust in spirit and trust yourself with the messages as well. Even if it's just something like a color you get, that color is important. A lot of people, they say, oh, I can't meditate or I can't connect to spirit. I don't get anything. We get stuff all the time. It's just about us recognizing, where they're trying to show us stuff. So being open to everything, even if it seems bizarre, even if it seems like too much of a synchronicity, that is always spirit trying to get through. So yeah, keep your heart open. That is the key, I feel, to it. Right, okay, so just seeing what people are saying here. Somebody there, where are you most ticklish? Where am I most ticklish? My brain, I think. I think my brain is my most ticklish. Yeah, it's with my brain, people can get to me in a lot of ways. You know, if I fall for somebody or rise for somebody, if somebody attracts me, it's always that they've got my brain first, you know. And if somebody can make me laugh and educate me as well, then that's it. I'm gone. This is a good one, love peace. Is spirit coming through more strongly these days for everyone? Generally, I feel they are. I feel there's been a massive acceleration. I feel more and more people are waking up now, which is what is meant to happen. The more we are waking up, the more we're having conversations like this, the more we're, you know, sitting in a coffee shop and start talking to somebody about spirituality, where it was at one time, it was almost like a hidden thing, you know, and now it is a lot more open. And I think that that is an amazing thing. Very similar to, I used to be a photographer. I'm a trained artist, and I was a photographer for years. And I remember my ex, who was a photographer, went mad when Instagram came out, because they were like, look, everybody's a bloody photographer these days. And I was like, that's not a bad thing, you know. It was making people look at their daily life and look at things in a different way and in a more creative manner. People that probably hadn't been creative since school were starting to think about the composition of a photo, putting filters on it, you know, looking at something when they were seeing it. So to me, I think that is brilliant, because I think creativity is what we all need. And I feel very similar to that as well now. You know, spirit is becoming more acceptable, you know, so this is allowing other people to wake up. And when we're waking up, this has a knock-on effect. We wake other people up. It's you think of it in a house, you know, you've got a house full. You get up first, you go, you put the kettle on, somebody else hears the kettle, they get up, then somebody hears them going to the toilet, so then they get up. So this is what it's like waking up, you know. It's quite simple, but it's great. And it also, when we connect with others who think on the same way and feel on the same way that we do, it gives us trust in ourselves as well. And this is what we're meant to do. We're meant to build this community, and we're meant to build this connection, because when we are connected, this is when we are, well, when it's easier for us to connect to spirit as well, you know. So we need this community, and we need this connection, and we need to find our tribe and, you know, the others, I like to call them. So, right, okay. So Haley Forsyth, could you post when it is, please, if chance? Thanks. Yes. Oh, is that the Spirit Festival? Right. Okay. If I remember. Or if you just type into Google Ibiza Spirit Festival 2020, it will show you there. Right. Judy, my intuition has been strong these past few weeks. I feel like a change is coming. It is. You're right. Sam Cooke, there is a change is going to come. Although many other people sang that song, he was always my favorite. Yeah, there's big change coming. This is global change, a massive change in consciousness. You know, this is where, you know, we're going deeper into the age of Aquarius. If you think the age of Aquarius, some people say it started 2012. My belief is it started around about 2008. And this is the age of, you know, of waking up. This is where we're coming together. This is where, you know, love will conquer all and things like that. And the Yogi Bhajan spoke about this. If you haven't looked up at the Yogi Bhajan's teachings, you know, they're amazing what he actually talked about. And this is where we are in it together rather than what's in it for me. We've been in the Piscean age. The Piscean age was very selfish. It was what's in it for me, you know. It's like I'm all right, Jack kind of thing. The Aquarian age, this is where we're sharing, you know, we're sharing, we're together. There's connection and there's community and kindness as well. So yeah, I feel this is the change that is coming. And, you know, like I say, politically, we have a lot of stuff going on, but you look at the people that have come together with this. Always look for the helpers. When anything bad happens, whenever there's any tragedy, you know, or anything like that, you know, if we have terrorists, if we have anything at all, people pull together. You know, people start speaking to their neighbors again, you know, whereas one time people go out and their heads down and they don't connect. when there is disaster of sorts, then this is when people come together, and this is what is going to happen. This is it. We need that community and we need that connection. So I hope that answered your question, Judy. How long once someone passes over can you get messages? I've actually got messages within the hour from them. It all depends on whether that person is ready to pass over or not. Now, when they do pass over, that is their time. So everybody is ready. They just don't know it yet. If people have a fear of passing over, it can take a little bit longer, but they're greeted there. It's almost like tour guides. And like I say, this journey I had the other week, I was told a lot more about the death space, and I have no fear of it now at all, because they're not gone. It's there. It's in the ether. I wished I could explain that in better how I was shown. But yeah, so it's I have had messages from people within the hour of them passing. What I feel, because I'm a trained medium, I don't often work with mediumship. Sometimes if somebody pops in, then it's like, right, okay, you can get in. But to me, when somebody passes, they are then starting their new journey. And we have to start our journey without them here physically. They're still there in our heart, but we have to get used to our journey without them. And if we keep going to mediums, or we keep trying to contact them, or we keep bringing them back, we're actually stopping them from getting settled into their new life. It's almost like somebody going to leave for work every day and going, "Oh, come back, but what about this, but what about this, but what about this?" They kind of do it. So to me, I don't think that's healthy. It's when we have the understanding that death is not the end, and all that happens is our physical body changes, energetically we are still there, we are still what we were, then there is no need to keep trying to bring them back or trying to connect with them, because that stops them on their journey, and it stops us from our healing journey as well. Because one of the final things within grief is acceptance. And when we accept that somebody is no longer there in the way they were, this is when we can get on. So yeah, but they can, as soon as they're gone, if they're ready, they can come through. Right, okay. So I'm just seeing, sorry, I'm just reading all these. Your words touch the heart. Thank you. They come from the heart. They come from the heart. So if they're touching yours, that's because your heart recognizes them. Thank you so much, Rishi. Your eloquence is so amazing. Eloquence, I always apologize, because I don't think I'm eloquent at all. It's I don't do big words. I hear some people speaking, and they sound so precise, and it's all there, and I'm not, but it's the way the messages come through. And when you're asking a question, I'm actually asking the question and giving the answer that I'm being given. So thank you if you think I'm eloquent. I've never been called that before. Hi, Tanya. I really want to take a tarot course, mainly beginning with connection with spirit guides and loved ones passed on. Any key points to mention here, please? Right, okay. Right, Linda, I really feel it's time for you to do tarot. You have a lot of spirit around me. They've just came in there when I read your message. I feel, okay, the best way to do this, and wow, you really have, Linda. You have a lot of spirit around you. I can feel them here. I feel with tarot, it's, if you decide you want to do tarot, okay, then I would say you don't need a course as such. Should I say that? Should I not? I don't know. That's what I'm feeling to say to you. Especially if you're wanting to read intuitively, where you do connect to spirit guides, and loved ones passed on. Now, that is an intent that you will put into that. But I would say, if you get a deck of tarot cards, you pick them up and you go, please show me how you want to work with me with these. Okay, because it's man plans and God laughs. We are not in control here, and that's what we need to realize. When we are working with tarot or any other tools, it is not about us. It's about us being of service. What I would say is a lot of courses that will teach you how to read in the way somebody reads. So what I would say to you is maybe pick a card, okay? Don't even look at the card. Feel the card in your hand. See what you get with it. You know, are you getting anything? Are you getting a color? Does it feel warm? Does it feel cold? You know, anything like that. See what you initially get just by picking this card up without looking at it. Write it down. Okay, write down anything, no matter what it is that comes out. And then look at the card, okay? And then when you look at the card, I picked the world there. So when you look at the card, then look and see, what is this card saying to you? Don't look at the card, look into the card. Ask the card, what are you saying to me? What do you want to make me aware of? And it will probably take you to a little part of the card that you might not have seen before. And then go with what you feel. Okay, that is how you start to develop an intuition with the tarot cards. Yes, they all have meanings, but these meanings are very, very vague, you know. And you know, just because, say, for instance, the Seven of Pentacles means patience for some person, somebody reading, it might not mean that in your reading. You know, if you're doing a reading, you have lots of different cards. You look and you see what story it's telling you. And this is, I feel, the best way to learn tarot. Read the Fool's Journey. See the story of the tarot. Once you see that, you will understand life. And I feel if you do this every morning with a card, pick one card, write down what you got from it. And then at the end of the day, go back to it, okay? And then maybe look at the book. See what happened in your day, write that down, and then see how the two coincide. And you will start to build up a language with your deck of cards. Almost like when you're learning a foreign language, you need to kind of build this relationship with your deck of cards. And then your deck of cards will tell you how they want to work with you, you know? So if loved ones want to come in, they will do that. If spirit guides want to work with you in that way, they will do that. But we kind of dictate that is how they're going to work, you know? The cards and spirit will tell us how they want to work with us. So I hope that makes sense, Linda. But good luck, and I really feel you'll be good at it. Right, where is it? Where is this? As you said that, the light of the gold now I just shone in my garden. Lovely. No, thank you for asking, love, peace. Right. My twin sister passed away 2 weeks ago. I know she is at peace. Yeah, she is. You know, in all the years I've been doing mediumship, not one person has ever said they want to come back. Sherry, you did my mother. Yeah, Sherry, I did, didn't I? That wasn't meant, but when I contacted you just after your mother passed, she came through, yeah. Yeah, and also the people that were there to greet her came through as well to let you know. Yeah, thank you for that. That was a very beautiful moment, Sherry. I won't forget that. Right. And then you've just put within hours, I'll never forget it. That's exactly what I've just said. I'm just looking for questions. God, I put my fire on before and it's getting so hot in here. Right. Is my spirit team connected to me? Yes. Are you connected to your spirit team? That's the question you should be asking, because they always are. They're there waiting for us to work with us. They never disconnect from us. We disconnect from them. Okay, this is when we get more into our head and out of our heart. This is when we doubt our ability, we doubt their ability. We start to go into this human, like, made stuff, you know, like go down this human path, and this is what we need, and this is what I need. And we actually disconnect from our spirit team. But our spirit team are always waiting for us to just say to them, whoa, hold on a second, can I come back? You know, I'm sorry, I forgot you for a moment. You know, can you work with us? So yeah, they never disconnect from us. We disconnect from them. Right. So that helped, Linda, about the tarot, yeah? And give it time, you know. I mean, you know, I've been reading for years and years and years, you know, and it still blows my mind every day. I've been reading charms for people, and they seem to end up being mediumistic in nature. They recognize their loved ones in the charms they pull. Coincidences or really spirit talking. It's spirit talking. There's no such thing as coincidence, Debbie. No such thing at all. You know, and these coincidences and synchronicity, I prefer to call it, the more we are in tune, the more we are coming from that love place, the more we are connected to ourselves and Mother Nature and spirit and everything, we start to see that synchronicity happens all the time. You know, this island is insane for the synchronicity because so many people believe, and it's got a really high energy. So there is no coincidence that people pull these charms from their loved ones. It is just an opening for their loved ones to pass on the message that they want, you know. So yeah, and this is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of spirit. This is the beauty of the universe. Once we figure out how it works, this is how we can manifest anything we want. You know, we just need to understand how it works and stop trying to make it work in the way we think it is. We need to sit back and see the wonder and see the magnificence of it and go, right, I want a piece of that, and this is how I'm going to take it. You know, it's amazing. It literally, it is so amazing. We don't realize how lucky we are to be in a time where we can openly delve into all of this magic that is around us. You know, it's our ancestors were burnt at the stake for doing this. We had to hide it, and now we can be open to do it. You know, so yeah, we're very, very blessed. I have a lovely relationship with my father after his passing, close and when alive. Exactly. Because when they pass, when they're alive, they're fulfilling their human contract, what they needed to do. When they pass, that's it. It's not about that now. You know, they can see the effect of things that they had on other people. They kind of watch it, and you know, there's a lot more love there. A lot more love. You know, if we could bring that love down into this life, especially like I say, with there being Christmas recently, and everybody's in that much of a panic and all of that to make this one day special, and yeah, it's all got to be about family and about how much we love this person, and we need to have the best food, and we need to have this, and we need to have that. You know, why can't they do that every single, condense it into one where it's pressure? You know, we need to realize that, you know, we can have this feeling. And, you know, Christmas isn't about the day. It isn't about the presents. It's that moment when you sit. Sorry, I'm getting emotional there. When you sit and you look at your loved ones and they're all there. They're all there together and they're all connected. And that is the true feeling of Christmas. You know, not about how much you spend, not about who buys the biggest present, not about the stress of is the turkey cooked, you know, or is the table set nice enough and things like that. That's not what it's about. It's about the connection that we actually, for that one day of a year, we try to feel that connection, you know, and that is what we need to do. You know, that is what we need to do every single day. You know, we can connect with our loved ones. We can connect with strangers every single day. And this is what we need to do. Oh, something's just fell there. All right, okay. I had a tarot reading not long ago, and my reader pulled a money coin card. I'm not too sure about the card or what it symbolizes. Could you explain, please? There are quite a lot of money cards. That would have been a Pentacles card. Would have been a Pentacles. If it was just the one, it would be the Ace of Pentacles, which can often indicate new business, new ideas around business, security, money coming to you, new job. Unless I pulled the card and unless I knew the intent, I cannot read. I cannot read. People send me their readings and go, you know, can you interpret this? It's no. When I do a reading for somebody, I know the intent I'm putting in, so I know the answer. So I cannot do anybody else's, but it would have been about money or security or something like that if it was, but depending on the placement of where it was as well. You know, I don't know how the reader that you had, I don't know how they placed the cards. Just thought I'd mention my late husband has been helping me through a real comic release this year. He still loves me. Of course he does. Of course he does. Everybody loves everybody there. That is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. It's all about the love. And this is the place I was took to on my journey the other day. I was took to love. The middle of it, I was inside of it, I was told about it, I see it on a different level now, so of course he still loves you, and he can love you a lot more as well without the human restrictions around it. Emotional here too, you're feeling it, Agatha, yeah? Right, okay, my dad chose his passing cancer pill, legalized death. Is there a transition same as natural death? Right, okay, thank you for that question, April. Right, so like I say, I connected very deeply, and this is one of the questions I asked. And when I was asking about death and things like that, I asked about assisted passing, and I asked about suicide. And what I was told, and this is exactly how I was told it, was that in this place, this beautiful place, this place of love where we all come from and where we will all return, and we have so many reminders every single day, of this place. And this is when we feel it in our heart. And they said there, everybody has choice. Everybody has freedom of choice. And what happens with either, assisted passing or with suicide or anything like that is the people just decide, you know what, I want to go home now. It's my time. And that is welcomed as well, so they have that right to choose. And that is not deemed in any way bad. It's not deemed like they failed or they've took the easy way out or anything like that. They just wanted to go back home, and that's it. So it's the people here that try and put stigma on it and things like that, but there's not. He made the choice, and that was his choice, and he transitioned beautifully into well back home. That's where he went. And my dad on his deathbed predicted my future. It really bothers me since his passing. If his prediction for my future is true, is it set in stone, or can free will change the outcome? Right, Terry, you're quite an interesting one with this, because what I'm first getting when I'm getting that is, obviously I don't want to ask personal details of what he said, but what we need to remember, okay, is to get messages from spirit. We trained for a lot of years to actually get that right. My mom predicted her own death, okay? She always said she would die with water. From me being, she would never go in water like higher than her waist, hated going over bridges or anything like that. She was actually hit head on by a water truck. So it was water that killed her, but she got it in the wrong way. So what we've got to remember is one of the first things I feel, especially within doing readings, especially with working in this professionally, in this a reading to anybody that is not yourself, okay? You need to know how to give that delivery. You need to know how to decipher a message so it is clear and concise and you're given the right information. Even I've been using Google Translate to translate a lot into Spanish recently because I was buying this car. And I realized when it's translating, it's not translating in the way I'm saying it. So if this was your future, if there was something bad in it or something that you didn't like or something that you don't want, you can't be sure that your dad got it in the right way, okay? And we do all have free will. We all have a choice. We can change any outcome at any time. If we change our outcomes when we're governed by fear, we can often change a path that would lead us to something greater, So I wouldn't worry too much about that. If it's something that you want, then see how you can get there. If it's something you don't want, then say, is your father, was he really equipped enough, with everything that was going on with him, and also with not actually having development and training how to give messages, was would you have put money on that? If you had £1 million now, would you put £1 million on what your dad said was right? Okay, and that will show you whether you truly believe it or not. Okay. Right, okay. Do you do telephone readings? I do Skype readings. I do Skype, occasionally telephone ones, but yeah, I do Skype or Zoom or anything like that. I would like to thank you, Tanya, because the other day I stumbled across one of your full moon Gemini readings, and what you predicted for Sagittarius was accurate. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. But I just pass the messages on. I really do. My friend told me a few days ago that she's self-harm and cutting, and ever since I have been there for her. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's obviously, there's some sort of pain, there's some sort of release what she's wanting there. You are not equipped. It's good to have a friend there, but, I would advise her to seek help in anything, because there's something that is... there's pain trapped inside that she is trying to release, and this pain is trying to tell her something. So she needs to listen to the pain. Okay, she needs to, rather than cutting, it's right, what is this pain saying to me? What is it trying to tell me? And be there for her while she seeks the help as well. Right, okay, so what about drug overdose? My daughter is an addict and overdosed. Had an out-of-body experience and saw her body on the bed, but slammed back in her body with promises to her higher power. It was not her time. It was not her time. She was shown a glimpse, and I don't know how she felt about that, but was she scared, or did she actually feel this sense of peace? Because I know, I know that when we pass, okay, the feeling that we get, this love that we get, it's astounding. It's nothing we can actually explain in human words, really. But if it's not our time, then we're not going anywhere. We're not. And this is how, people will attempt to take their life or whatever, and it's not their time yet. So like I say, with that, she's had a warning there. She's had a gift of being given a chance to come down and rectify things as well. And a lot of times when we are addicts, we're just looking for that feeling of home again, that feeling of comfort, that feeling that we belong. So, this has given her a chance to actually fulfill that as well. Hello, Tanya. When you first started to receive messages from Spirit, how did you tell it was not yourself? Because they wouldn't bloody shut up. They would not shut up. Whatever I tried to do to distract them, they would not shut up at all. And then they started to prove themselves. So I would say, okay, if you're telling me something, tell me something that can be proven. So they would start to tell me things that were going to happen the following day, or tell me things that were going to happen to people that were close to me and things. And that was when I started to know. They would give me information that I could never have known, So this is when I know I'm connecting to Spirit, when they give me information that I don't know at all, so yeah. When I was meditating, I heard stop to smell the roses. Then afterwards, I had an urge to quit my job. Spirit intervention. Hell yes, sister. It is. This is it. This is it. When we listen to it, and when we act on it as well, they come to inspire us, to show us that there's more to life than this, to stop and smell them roses, take that time. And then if you had urge after it, follow it. You know, this is when spirit have got your attention. When they've got your attention, they'll be like, bam, 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 like that. It's almost like when you get a little kid sitting down, you go, right, okay, I've got them listening, and you have to give them everything there. This is what spirit do. So I can't tell you to do that. What I would say is, me now, the way I am now, if I got that, I would follow that hunch, because I've got everywhere where I am through life by following my hunches. And, you know, people have thought I was crazy or whatever, but, you know, I've ended up in a pretty good place by doing that. Right, I'm not doing relationship readings on these. The way I work, I don't. I mean, you wouldn't like what I have to say with these. That's why I'm not actually going to any of the relationship readings. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Recently got my first set of oracle cards. Any advice on how to interpret the cards? Oracles are different. Oracles are quite fluffy. They're like having tea with grandma. I feel oracle cards, and they're good. You know, they're very good. Colette Baron reads are I feel the most amazing oracle cards. I would look at the images, see what you feel, in the same way with tarot, you know, but tarot will give you to you straight as tarot do not soften the blow. Oracle cards kind of, you know, give you it all nicely and packaged and, you know, packaged in with a nice bow on it as well. But I would look at the cards and feel what you feel with it. Okay. Like I say, put the card in your hand, like I said, with the tarot card, and feel what comes with it, you know, because often we get more than what the book actually is. It triggers something within us. How would you interpret High Priestess and Temperance combo? Depending on what context you read in, but I think the two of them together is a beautiful combination and very similar to how I do my work. And this is what I'm known for. I was told off Spirit that I'm a bridge between the two worlds, you know, but I keep it real here. So what I would say is that you can live this spiritual life, you know, and walk this mystical path, but by using human feet as well, you know. Yes, we are spirits. We're all, you know, we come from up there. We will go back up there. But at this current moment in time, we're on here, you know, we're on this path and this plane. So I would say the High Priestess and Temperance together would be, you know, to really get that mix right. Okay, if we get that mix right, this is how we can live our life with ease. You know, this is how we can do that, by actually mixing the spirituality within the human life and getting this poof, it's there. So that's how I would interpret them too when I first looked at them. Depending on how you read them, could be very, very different. It's about balancing the two, you know. If we go too far up there, too far into the woo-woo, you know, we lose our footing here. And if we're too regimented here, we can miss some of the messages that we're getting from Spirit. You quit yesterday. Wow, amazing, Guppy Angel. Well done. Well done. I'm proud of you. Woo, just before the 2020 as well. If you want to schedule a reading with me, there will be a link below after I've done this video. It's lovebuddhatarot.com, and you will see my availability. I don't have any availability left until the 10th of January. But if you do want to book a reading, then that is how you can do that. I love your personality and I value your wisdom. Oh, thank you, Terry. Thank you. Do you listen to black metal? No. Hi there, Satan. How you doing? We've danced together a few times, me and you, I think. Any recommendations on a beginner class deck of tarot cards, or is it an intuitive choice? I always feel the tarot choose you rather than the other way around. Excuse me. Because we're hanging out, I'm going to have one of them. I find, and I think one of the best cards, best decks to actually start to read with is this. Okay, and look at the card that's come out there, the Six of Wands, Victory. And this is called the Gilded Tarot. It's based on the traditional Rider-Waite, but there's a lot more in the imagery. And I feel that these are a brilliant deck. I mean, as you can see, these are well worn, this deck, and this has been everywhere with me, but I absolutely love this deck. I really do, and I would definitely recommend it to start to read with. The imagery it really speaks to you. It's a very strong deck. Is it true you should use your non-dominant hand to hold your cards or charms to receive messages? Does it matter? If you believe it matters, Debbie, then it'll matter. I don't believe it matters. People say that you need to wrap them in cloth, you need to have them in their boxes, you need to have all this. My cards are with me wherever I go, and it's whatever you believe. We need to remember with anything spiritual and with this spirituality is the intent is the most important thing. So if you feel that it works better with that hand, then use that hand. If you feel it doesn't matter, then try it with your other hand and test it out yourself. But there's a lot of old wives' tales, and like I say, some people swear by them, and that's great. I'm not saying they're wrong, but I'm saying with me, I don't buy into all of that. It's the same with superstitions and things like that. I don't buy into them. So it's, give it a try. Give it a try using different ones and see if the questions are different. So see if the answers come back different. Can you please share your knowledge, opinion on protecting oneself from unwanted energies? Someone I love is feeling like an evil energy is invading her and the people she loves. How can we help her? She can only help herself with this, Rena. Again, like I've just been saying, if you believe in something, then you can manifest it. Our thoughts become things. For protection, whenever I go in the shower, I imagine that there's white light coming through with the water. It's washing anything that's there, any debris, any psychic debris away from me, and it goes down the plug hole. When I step out of the shower, the second I step out, it's almost, the only way I can describe it is like a golden condom. And imagine you're pulling that over yourself and tying it at the top. And then also having the belief that nothing can penetrate me. I've had quite a lot of psychic attacks, especially over the last couple of years. And, I know that I'm protected. I like to wear stones. This is, I have my evil eye here when I'm reading. I have my black tourmaline next to me, and I have these little things that will help me. I sage my place. I'm very careful of who I let in my house. I always have salt outside of my house, big lumps of salt outside of my door. And if I feel that there is somebody trying to attack me, I ignore it. The second you start giving power to it, you actually start to feed it. And, by, like I say, if she doesn't like it, tell her to have salt baths, but not to keep believing in it. The more she keeps believing in it, if somebody is doing this, then the more that will feed it. Okay. So it's like I say, you stop it there. It's like the doorman, a bouncer on a club. If your name's not down, you're not getting in, and just having healthy boundaries is actually really key to protecting, I feel. Do you believe we can manifest anything we want in life? Yes, I do. However, I do believe that a lot of times we manifest what we think we want, and when we get it, it's not exactly what we want. So we've got to be very careful with manifestation, very careful. I know the amount of times I've manifested things where I've really, this is what I want, and I've got exactly what I want, which isn't what I really wanted. So we've got to get very clear on our manifestation, on why it is we want what we want, why we think that will make our lives better, and also allow what is coming to us as well. Because I know Annabella, I love you too, darling. Let's see each other this week. Yeah. What was I talking about? Manifestation. Yeah, I feel there's a lot of times I've manifested things where they've been a flitting thought that I've forgotten about, and then years down the line they actually manifest. So, it's not about putting a time limit on it. It's about, I feel the best thing with manifestation is think about it, set your intention, and then forget about it. That's it. Because the more we're hoping and waiting, the more we're kind of pushing it away. Let it come in their time. But yes, I do believe we can manifest anything we want, good and bad as well. Okay. So it's like, oh, I'm not going to get that job. I'm not going to get that job. I really need that job. I'm not going to get that job. The chances are you'll probably not get that job, because that's where your thoughts are going towards it. Does smoking interfere with spirituality? Yes and no. No. I got told again, this was during my journey the other day, that tobacco itself is not bad. A lot of actual elders will use tobacco during ceremony. The chemicals that they put in these ones are not good. The chemicals are not good. But the tobacco itself, I don't believe is. I actually feel it's quite a sacred tool at times as well, so I don't believe. And, people will go, oh, you can't be really spiritual because you smoke. And I'm saying, you can't be really spiritual because you're judging me, so take it like that. I've known some of the best psychics and stuff like that do lots of things, but it's it's the purity of their heart that actually comes through, and the purity of their work. So yeah, I don't believe that smoking interferes with spirituality. Right. What does it mean when you can't remember your dreams? Just that you weren't meant to. If you're meant to remember them, they'll be there. But if we can't remember them, a lot of times our dreams are kind of us trying to put things like in order, out things that are happening within our human life. And if we don't remember them, then it means the work hasn't been done. If we do remember them, then there's usually a message guiding us to something. Almost like when we sleep, our soul's doing the work, giving us a little bit of a break. Love you, Tanya. Why wouldn't I like your relationship reading? Because I don't feel it's going to be what you want to hear. I've said if you want one, then, just book in on my website, because, it will be personal, especially if it's a love relationship as well. So the spirit send us signs to stay away from certain things, or people, yeah, they can, because everybody we meet, I believe everybody we meet is a lesson and an opportunity for growth, okay? Whether they treat us good or whether they treat us bad. Every experience we have is, again, an opportunity for growth for us. So, we can be guided away from something. It's almost like when you see, a danger sign, danger, cliffs, people still go walking on them cliffs, they still go walking on them. But they're saying, hold on a second, have your wits about you if you're going into this, and if we continue not to listen to them, then the chances are we will have a big lesson, which is usually messy and a bit uncomfortable and whatever, but it's still something that we needed to learn. So it's experience. So I don't believe there's good and bad, I believe there's energy, and, we will learn from it every single time. Do you think we have many spirit guides while we are on Earth? Or just one? Many. We have hundreds. We have different ones for different ones, different things. They'll just keep coming in every now and then, new ones. There's some I haven't seen for years, and then occasionally they'll pop in. It's like, all right, I've never seen you for ages. So some come in at different times. So yeah, we have a lot more than one. And we have a lot of guides on this earth as well. A lot of people come to guide us on this earth as well, in human form. Seems like many men are choosing not to have men in their life. Have we come longer spiritually? Don't understand what you mean there. Seems like many women have chosen not to have men in their life. Have we come? Right, okay. This is quite an interesting one. This really, really is, because this is what anybody who watches my videos knows that this has been coming up quite a lot. I have a big thing on all of this femininity. Now, I am a feminist, I am a strong woman. I have always supported myself. I've supported partners. I've brought a daughter up by myself. I've done, I've done the stuff. I've been a strong woman because I've had to be, okay? And I believe in equality. But I also believe that now we're making a shift massively, where we are actually disregarding the masculine very badly. And at this moment in time, the masculine needs healing massively. And we will never heal our female wound unless we heal that of the masculine as well. So these women choosing not to have men in their lives, usually because they have a distrust of men, or they're scared of getting hurt, or they're coming down hard on guys or whatever. I don't feel that that is actually progress. I feel that is putting us back into the bloody dark ages. We talk about the patriarchy, the matriarchy would be just as bad. So what we need to realize is that we need to work together, and we need to help each other heal, and we need to give each other the same amount of admiration and respect that we expect as well. So I've been single for quite some time. One of the reasons is I was doing work on myself because I knew what I wanted. I knew what I needed, but I knew that I was not at a place where I could actually give that neither. So, like I say, this is what it's about. We all sit and we go, we want a guy to care for us. We want one that's in touch with their emotions. We want to look after us. What are we doing for them? What are we offering them as well? So I really feel we need to start working together with the masculine, and not thinking I'm a woman, I can do this all by myself. Yes, you can. And there are many things that a woman can do that a male can't. But there are many things that a male can do, a masculine can do, that a female can't. And what we realize, if we look at the yin yang, it's about working together, not being separate entities. Because when we come together, that is when we are at our strongest. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you, Marie. Lately, it feels like everyone I meet is teaching me something, so I'm trying to be open to them. Exactly, everybody you meet, everybody, there is an opportunity. We don't meet by chance. That's a little tattoo on my finger, the little red string of fate. People will come in. This little red string will bring them into your lives to teach us a lesson, So yeah, be open to it. Be open. We can learn something every single day. Every single day is a school day. You agree with what I'm saying about men? Yeah, I really, honestly, I am such an advocate for guys at the moment, because it's fucking hard for them, and everybody's, yeah, it's hard to be a woman. Yeah, but we've got a voice now, we've got a voice. And when we step into this, I'm a strong woman, blah, blah, blah. What we're doing is we're stepping into our masculine, and that is not about being feminine. Not at all. That is a myth that we've been told. To be a strong woman, we do not need to burn our bra. We need to put on our prettiest one, and we need to rock it, and we need to be nurturing. We need to be caring. We need to be creative, and we need to be strong enough to stand in our vulnerability with a guy as well, rather than going, I'm strong. No, that doesn't make you strong. Sometimes turning around and saying, you know what, I really need a hug at this moment. That is being strong. I wrote a piece the other day. I was, if anybody's on my Instagram, I wrote a piece around this, but yeah, we need each other, man. We do. And it gets me really, really mad. Yeah, that's it. We need to master and balance the masculine and feminine within ourselves, and then we need to balance it in the outside world as well. Outside work, they try to make me say. When you heal yourself, your masculine will heal as well. Yeah, but we need to heal each other as well. This is it. When we're healing, we're not like when I've been doing a lot of healing this year. I haven't worked as much as I should have, because I've been working on myself. But this isn't just for me. This is for my work. This is for my ancestors. This is for, my future grandchildren. This is why I'm doing the work, because it's not just about me. It's about, when we heal, we help others to heal, and this is what we need. We all need to heal. The world needs healing. And, the first step is to start with ourselves, and it will have the knock-on effect. So, right, is there any more questions? Because I feel the need. I need to do some cards here. I need to do something. I'm starting to get a bit stiff. Yes, Chiron, wounded healer. Right, any more questions? I feel what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at collectively the energy for 2020. You love how I flow. I just got to be in the flow. If you had to see me yesterday, it was so funny. I was buying a car and my friend, he's French but speaks Spanish, and I don't really speak very good Spanish. And they were coming to see the car with me and trying to arrange it. It was just like, it was getting so frustrating when we're actually in person together. We can communicate. On the phone, it's just like, no, there was no flow. And they just said, look, trust it, it will all be all right. And it all actually flowed. So that was funny. Right. What has been your weakest point this 2019? Right. Wow. Each time I thought I was at my weakest point, then it got weaker. I feel it came round about, when was it? November, beginning of November. I'd been away to Italy in September, and a lot of things started to happen since then. And I could feel, right, this shedding, there's something coming, and I welcomed it and I allowed it, and I really went internal, and I was ready to surrender. And then something else happened, and I was let down by beautifully let down when I think now, because I see it as all part of the plan. And I really got to the point where I couldn't fix it myself. I was doing my cards, I was doing my normal practice, I couldn't. And my cousin, who is an RTT therapist, RTT is rapid transformational therapy, and I phoned her and I said, I need help, I can't do this by myself anymore. And she said, no problem, I will speak to you on Friday. So I surrendered. I got to the point where I was that low, I couldn't get myself back out of it. Everything, all of the tools that I have and everything were there, but it's almost, if you imagine 10 of swords, rock bottom, that's where I was at. And so I went into this therapy actually too weak to even fight it, to resist it. And boy, what a breakthrough I got. Unbelievable breakthrough. And that was in November. And since then, there has been quite a few downtimes, but each downtime has led me to more of an enlightening and revelations and realizations. And I feel, I feel now, I almost feel like I'm a new person. Somebody seen me the other day and they said, Tanya, your eyes are different. Something shifted with you. And I do, but I had to go to that bottom. It was the Scorpio moon, round about the Scorpio moon. And they said to me, let's see how deep you can go. And boy, they took me deep. But you know what? I had to go deep to find that treasure. So even in the midst of it, I knew that it was for me. And that allowed me to do it. But I had to completely just, everything else was put on hold, my videos, all of that. It was like, look, I need to do this work. And I'm so grateful that I did, because it was, like I say, like life-changing. I feel like I've rid myself of things that I've been carrying around for years. So yeah, that was my darkest. And then somebody's put, what about the best thing that's happened to you in 2019? Exactly the same. It was, as they say in a Tale of Two Cities, isn't it? Was it the Tale of Two Cities? It was the best of times and the worst of times together. But yes, so that was my worst and that was my best as well. I'm suffering from depression and I'm afraid to seek help from a psychiatrist. I've been dealing with it for years now. Okay, we don't have to suffer with it, okay? When pain is a part of life, and when we suffer, that is a choice. But depression is, and I'm not dismissing depression, I suffered from it for many years, so I have a lot of empathy with this. But depression is our soul saying it's tired. It can't carry on the facade. It can't carry on the game of pretending to it's not. It is time, where we need deep rest. It's a time to listen and see, what is this depression telling you? What is it trying to say to you? It's actually being your friend. It's trying to guide you somewhere else. I realized when I had depression, I was diagnosed clinical depression and PTSD. And what I realized is I was repressed. I wasn't depressed. I was not living from my soul. I was not doing anything that set my soul on fire. I was pretty much the walking dead. And what I realized then was I need to change things. And I did. I changed my life drastically, and it was scary, and it was, but I knew it was more scary to stay where I was. One of the things that helped me was the book by Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. That was an absolutely amazing book that helped me, and it was my Bible. I carried it around for years. And A New Earth as well is a beautiful book. Have a look into Gabor Mate as well. Gabor Mate is a psychologist and psychiatrist who works a lot on kind of the soul as well, and I don't know where you are, but I don't know if there's anywhere where you can get microdose and speak to somebody about microdosing or something like that, because there is a lot of people I know, there's a lot of research being done where that is helping massively. Okay, so I've got to be careful what I recommend with that, but listen rather than suffering from it. Listen to it. Ask it what it's telling you. Ask it, like what it's trying to show you. Try and make friends with it, because it will have a golden nugget of wisdom that could change your life in it. Okay, and I wish you luck with that. And you don't need it, because all you need to do is look at that depression, because it has a very strong message for you. Okay. You look lighter. Yeah, I feel lighter. I do. Yeah. 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 In the Philippines, a lot of people equate depression into just being sad. That's why it's hard having mental health problems. Yeah, I can get that. And, a lot of people don't understand them, and I feel a lot of it is environment. I really do. And I know this is quite controversial to say. And, I was on medication for a long time and stuff like that. But I realized that wasn't helping me. That was just allowing me to stay in the situation where I was. And it wasn't easy to pull myself out of it. And it was a day at a time. I would have good days, and then I would go back and, I would be in a really, really dark place. But you know what? It was that when I look back now, that dark place was one of my biggest lessons, and it taught me so much about myself. It really did. And I had to change my life. I walked out, I left my home, I left everything, I ended up like homeless for a bit, but it was, I needed to do that, because to carry on the way I was living, I couldn't. I would not be here now, if I had have carried on that life. And all I tried to do was try to remember who I was, find something every day that brought me even that little bit of joy, and I found my art again. And that is something that I feel my art saved me. And I let spirit in again, which I blocked spirit out. And, they were my saviors, because that was what my soul was crying out for. My soul was crying out for connection and to be understood. And where I was, there was none of that. So there is light there at the end of the tunnel, but sometimes we have to go really into that darkness and feel it to see what that light is. Okay, but check out Gabor Mate. He's amazing. Right. Where can we see you? I don't do it now. I really, really need to do my art again. I really need to do my art again. It was dark. It wasn't very, very nice, but yeah, I really need to do it again. So that'll be good. Yeah, art, creativity. This is what our soul needs, right? It really, really does help. It really does help. Art, color, music, things like this, things that help us remember. Start an art class, maybe look into art therapy, write your feelings, allow them to come out, give them that space, you know, to be understood, to be acknowledged as well, you know, because if you're not acknowledging them neither, you know, that is what that's saying to people, you know, that you're not meant to be acknowledged. And if you have to break away from all of the people that are around you, then break away from them, because you will find people that get you, you know. Art is the healer of your heart. It really is. How do you spell Gabomate? It's Gabormate. Gabomate. Those you find on the internet. Yeah, because people don't feel they have to put the mask on there, you know, but go out and find them in real life as well, you know, because they're there. They're there. You just need to believe that they are. You know, go to art galleries, see if there's any art groups on, you know, if art is something that you do, you know, go along to them, you know, and see there will be people there in the same position as you. You will start to find your tribe. You know, you will. So, right, okay. Is there any more questions? I hope you've enjoyed this today. I just fancied hanging out with you, you know, and seeing what was here. And I hope I've answered some questions there in a way. I know there'll be people putting loads of thumbs down on this because they don't get the readings they want. And I do like my new crystal I got for Christmas. Isn't that beautiful? You're gorgeous. Little citrine. I love it. Right. Is it too late to ask where you're from? I'm from a place in the north of England, northeast of England, called Newcastle, but I currently live in Ibiza, on the island of Ibiza. Magic Island. I don't know for how long yet, but I'm here for now. So, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some cards for the collective energies for 2020, and then I may... Yeah, I'm going to pull a couple of cards for each month of next year and see what we've got to come up. You brought Northeastern magic to Ibiza. Yeah, I did. The thing is, people can't even understand what I'm saying here. That's the funny thing. Right, so collectively, 2020. I mean, I feel it's a year of expansion. That one wanted to come out. I don't know what that one is, but I feel that it's like this is a time of action. I feel a very playful energy. I feel a magical energy, a mystical energy as well. What's my go-to music when I'm feeling down? I have music that's quite melancholy. I love Keaton Henson, but he doesn't really lighten my mood. Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros always make me happy when I hear that. I go to old 60s hippie music as well. I love that, like Woodstock kind of things. And my go-to movie is Harold and Maude. I absolutely love Harold and Maude. Harold and Maude, and what is my other one? It's a Wonderful Life as well. That is such a beautiful movie. So, right, okay. Wow. So I've just asked the collective energies for 2020, and I love this. So what we are going to have is choice, okay? Look at this. It's almost like there's this stability coming with ourselves, okay? He's standing there. He's on one leg. You know, it's like yoga. He's not, you know, he's balanced within himself. But he's almost like, what do I choose? What do I choose here? Do I choose the safe and comfortable, or do I reach that little bit higher and reach gold? So this is what we're doing. You know, we're being given choice. With this year, this healing that we've done and this understanding that I feel we have found within ourselves, you know, this kind of, the trials and tribulations we've been through have given us a little bit more of an idea of who we truly are, okay? So we are a lot more balanced in ourselves. But this is where we make choices, okay? And we look, Are we taking the easy route, or, you know, are we going to try that little bit harder? Because I feel this year is going to be, what are you prepared to struggle for? Everybody wants the dream, but are they prepared to do it? You know, are they prepared to, you know, they can dream it, but are they prepared to do it? Are they prepared to make this dream reality? Okay, which this is what we can do, you know, and what we need to do is put action into that, and inspired action. So this is what I feel collectively, you know, for the full year is going to be. We then have the sun, which is pure positivity. I mean, look at that. It's like gold, okay? And it's almost like linking with our tribe here, you know, finding people that dream the same dream, finding the other dreamers, you know, letting the dreamers unite. This is what is gonna come on. This is what is coming for this year. Okay, so it's uniting with others with the same vision, okay, who they can inspire us, and we can be inspired by them as well, and we can inspire them. So this is where this positivity is very playful. Like I said, there's a real playful energy here. And then we have the Three of Cups, and look at that. I mean, this is just pure abundance, you know, very, very feminine card, this. And this is allowing the flow of abundance, allowing ourself to flow as well, to be in our true essence of who we are, you know, not thinking about, well, what will people think? Is this going to be my best move? Is this the best move for my security for the future? Do other people think this is my best move? It's not about that. It's what do you feel? It's allowing yourself to flow into whatever you want. You know, it's allowing these emotions to come through you and flow through you as well. Allow your emotions, you know, when we have connection with others, when we are enjoy, when we are playful, you know, this is when we stop ourselves feeling stuck. Many of you will be, when, you know, if you have stuck energy, a lot of people like to dance because it moves the energy around. And this is what we've got to continue to do. So it's like music, it's song, it's play, it's going back to the arts, what we just said. You know, that is how we can get into our heart. There is a determination coming for us. We cannot go back to who we were. This year has made a choice and made it clear that we cannot go back to who we were. You know, we've changed too much. So it's about saying, right, this is where I'm going. This is what I want to do. It's about having this vision. It's all about this year, this 2020, I feel is all about our sacral chakra. Okay, this is our sex center. This is our pleasure center. This is our enjoyment, you know. So it's like, go out and what is it that really, really sets you on fire? You know, it's stepping into our femininity or into our masculinity. It's allowing ourselves to dance like nobody's watching. It's allowing ourselves to be, you know, to hear music, to feel that music, ecstatic dance, if any of you go to that, you know. It's not about what you look like and doing the right moves. It's about what actually moves you. And this is what this is about, allowing this trapped creative energy that has been there, and this feeling of duty rather than play, this work rather than play, this kind of I should rather than what you want to do, and just letting everything flow naturally. This is the change that is coming. You know, life is about to get a lot more colorful. You know, this is what 2020 is about. It's about us really opening our heart for the first time without fear, almost going back to our teenage years, you know, when we looked at things and we had excitement, we weren't tainted, you know, we would get love struck, but what would we do when we were teenagers? We would sit and we would draw and we would lie in our bed and listen to music and we would hang out with friends, and we didn't worry about mortgages or, you know, pensions or anything like that. You know, we were in this purity where we had hope. We had strong visions for our future. You know, we connected with people and we felt safe and secure. You know, we followed our heart. This is what we done when we were teenagers. Even when it was dark, we would go out and play in the dark. You know, it wasn't a problem there. When it got dark and we got called in, it was like, oh man, I was enjoying this. And this is what we've got to do. We've got to realize that any pain we have experienced has come as an experience to us. That is all, just to make us more secure within ourselves. So any pain that we've had in the past, don't take it into our present. It's gone. And it's like having this tug of war between our past and our present and our future. Okay, but it's we've planted the seeds, we've done the work. Now it is time to play. Now it is time to have this determination. Now it's the time to take down our gods and really believe in fucking magic again, because this is what is coming for 2020. This is exactly what I was feeling, and they're bringing it through to me so strongly now. We can be anything we want to be. We walk away from that past that has kept us downtrodden, that has kept us with the belief systems that, we have limits, that we are not good enough, or we are not enough, or we need to hold stuff back, or we need to keep ourselves protected, because that is not what we're doing. We're segregating ourselves. We need to get out of our head and into our heart and into our sacral chakra, because this is where our true power is. And when we mix our heart and sacral chakra together, this is when we create magic. So this is the plan for 2020. Okay, we need to be our own gurus here. We need to be allow ourselves to live in abundance, know that we are worthy of it, know that we are secure with it, and know that we can manifest whatever we want, but know that we need to share this. When we find that magic, we share it with others. It's about sharing here. This is it. And yes, we have this discipline within ourselves, but we also allow each other to play. And this is the choice that we need to make for this coming year, because this is what 2020 is all about. It's that clarity of vision. It's that return to love. It's like going back to that place that we all come from and we all used to inhabit. It's about not being scared of our emotions, not being trapped by our thoughts. It's about tapping into the divine in us and the divine up there, and letting that lead our way. And it's about connecting with other people, connecting with life, with like-minded souls for life. I feel that saying, and realizing, some of these things that have kept us stuck, these addictions, these, oh God, right, okay, my dark side isn't good, realizing that this is not, none of us are bad people. We need to break free from this belief. Okay, we need to be secure in who we are, whatever it is we feel, and we need to choose love at every given moment. The only way we can do that is to get into our feelings rather than our thinkings. We need to free ourselves from our own prison of our thoughts, which are there. We've done the work this year. This is what we've done. We need this one final push, and then it's playtime. This is it. It's about us going back to innocence, going back to love, and going back to play and being secure within this. Okay, that is where our true power lies. This is what we need to do. We don't need to protect our heart. We need to open it wide, absolutely wide, and we need to just experience anything and know that we are protected during this, and we don't need to be hard and cold, and we don't need to be calculated and think things. We just need to follow our heart and follow kind of the party. And this is what the universe wants for us, to be this part of this family that maybe we didn't have, but it's out there, and there are other people like us that think the same. And once we start thinking this level, we will gravitate to them and they will gravitate to us, and this feeling that we're alone, we're never ever alone. Okay, we need time by ourselves to figure this out, but we are never alone. Okay, so never alone when your heart is open. So I hope that makes sense. This is it. This is what this year is, this coming year is about. And wow, it's I was like kind of I see it. What's this? You saw me in the gay club last night. Oh, nice, Jim. Honestly, some people, man. So yeah, I hope that reading actually made sense. I hope it did to people. Yeah, it's really a playful, positive energy, I feel. Yes, so 2019 it's been clearing the way to go forward. It's been doing the healing. It's been doing the messy stuff. It's almost like when a mother says, you can't go out until that room's tidied. You know, you need to tidy your room before you can go out and have fun. And that's exactly what 2019 has been about. You know, but 2020, it's clear vision. It's 2020 vision. Yeah. So does that feel right? Is that what people are feeling as well with it? Yeah. I'm loving it. I really, really am. It was all worth it. Some beautiful cards. It's color. It's like it's color. It's freedom. It's almost like the Summer of Love was that 1967, I think, wasn't it? Like the peace, love, and rock and roll kind of thing. It's this. This is what it's about. But it's dance. It's movement. It's anything that is connecting us to our heart and connecting to others. If you get the chance, go to festivals. Go to meetings, make meetups. If there aren't any in your area, then make one, and it's almost like the field of dreams. Build it and they will come. This is what we need to do, really connect to ourselves and to others. And this is how we will help change the world, because when we are on this vibration, it has a ripple effect. And then people go, how are you so happy? Like, how do you do it, Tanya? And I'm like, just because I get in the flow, I don't worry about the crazy stuff, and I take the pain as part of life. I get the message from it and I get the lesson from it, so this is it. I love seeing how vibrant you are, and I wish you all here for 2020 of equal vibrancy and clarity and purpose. Thank you so much, love. Peace. Yeah, it is. It's 2020 vision where we're seeing clearly, perfect vision. And this is it. It's about holding our vision. What do you want in your life? How do you want your life to change? Okay. And don't be put off. Don't think, oh, well, I'd love to do that, but I'll settle with this. Why settle? If you are telling the universe you'll settle, you will. You don't go into, a restaurant and go, oh, well, I'll only have this little bit of food when there's everything on the menu. Order what you want, order what you want, and if that is the lobster and the most expensive thing on the menu, then order that, because you are worth that, and this is what we need to do with life as well. When we're putting our orders in, we need to dream big. Why? When we are this universe is offering us ultimate possibilities and infinite possibilities, so why play small in it? It's all there. We just need to believe in the magic, and it isn't being greedy or anything. It's actually utilizing what is on offer to us. And when other people see us doing it, they then think, all right, that is possible. When I used to teach, I always used to tell the story of Roger Bannister with the 4-minute mile. And everybody said it was impossible. You couldn't run a mile in 4 minutes. But this guy believed in it, and he persevered and he persevered and he done it. And now thousands of people done it. And all they needed was that belief, All they needed was that the belief it could be done. If they were told it couldn't be done, they believed it couldn't. But, by actually seeing it, this changed other people's lives. They had that belief. And this is what we need to do. We need to have the belief, because we don't just need to change our life. We need to change others, And my goal for 2020 is I aspire to inspire. That is what I want to do. It's not about being rich. It's not about anything like that. I'm richer than, they're richer than Trump. It's when I look at his life and I look at mine, it's like, yeah, I know who I would rather be, but I know that when I do the work and when I'm of service, it's not for me, it's for others. And when I can inspire somebody, then that inspires me as well, because I get inspired by people, and it's about passing it on. I think there was a song by the Coral, and it says, find the feeling and pass it on. and this is what we need to do, you know. And it's yeah, we can do it, and this is our year when we can do it, you know. Magic and miracles, we just need to believe them. So this is 2020. Wow, I've got tears in my eyes, like tears of sheer happiness and joy, because this is what we've been working towards. You know, this is what all of the hard work has been about, you know. And it's, we've got to return back to love. This is it. We've got to keep remembering, you know, remembering the joy that we feel in our hearts, looking at children and seeing we were once that person before all the heaviness got onto us, you know, and taking a leaf out of a child's book and seeing how they deal with life, you know, simple and beautifully and full of awe and wonder and color and freedom and fun. This is it. We need to put the fun back in our lives, you know. Right, okay, my word for 2020 is fruition. I really believe that everything will come together for me next year. Exactly. It will, you know, it will. It all will. This is for all of us, you know, it will happen. Maybe not in the way we envision it, but it will happen. We need to get into our hearts, you know, and like I say, share it as well. This is, you know, it's no good just keeping it there. It's give it away. This is it. This is where it's going to work. Give and take, you know. You inspire me. I need this today, my beautiful friend. Thank you so much, Sherry. Thank you. You've got it. You've got it, Linda. You really have, you know. Thank you so much, so much, so much. No, thank you. And thank you all for you know, for coming on here as well. And I still haven't got around to it. My daughter comes over next week to the island, and I'm going to help get her to help me. But I am going to make a community on Facebook. So I will come on here and let people know, but it's going to be a community where there's not going to be any trolls or anything like that, where we can do things like this on a regular basis, where we can all connect with each other, because I think that is massively needed, you know. I'm thinking Love But a Lounge. I think that's what it's going to be, you know, where we can just, almost like a common room in sixth form, where we can just go and hang out, and, you know, and it's a place where we can go. Okay. So I really, really want to set this up, and you know, I would love it if you would all join me there when I do, but I will let you know when it's all done. You know, my daughter comes next week, and I want to try and work on getting it ready there when she's here, so I can take advantage of her creativity as well, because she's young and she's much fresher than me with her ideas. Oh, thank you, love and peace. Thank you. But yeah, I just feel it's a place, you know, where we can all tap into it at any time. You know, there will be some guidelines. I don't like to say rules with it, but there will be some guidelines, you know, to stop it becoming, you know, things I don't like. But, you know, I'm feeling it. I feel we need that community as well. I feel that's massively needed, and I'll be able to go on more, you know, than what I do on YouTube, because I get loads of flack for when I do stuff like this. I really, really do. You know, people don't like it at all. But like I say, I'm not about likes. I'm about life. You know, that's where I am. So I am going to just pull a couple of cards for a message for everybody, just to go away with. But we know what 2020 is going to be like. You'll have to administrate us for the trolls. Yeah, I'm gonna have them like that, and it's basically, I'm gonna man it quite strongly as well. You know, I mean, just like I am on here, you know, I don't take no shit. I don't give it, but I take no shit neither. Oh, thank you, Linda. I'm pleased you enjoyed it. I did too. Thank you for everybody that's been here today. Yeah, it is. We all need to join together, man. And it's just pick each other up when we're falling down. That's the thing, you know? Right, so what are the words, keywords to leave with this? Yeah, forget the old. This is it, the tower. Amazing. I love seeing that. Out with the old. Out with the old. Change is coming. Oh, you can't see them there. Change is coming. Realize that change is coming. And there you go. The fountain connected to spirit. This is it. There is no separateness. This is oneness. This is exactly what it is. We just have to remember and let these towers and these old thought patterns and doctrines that have been keeping us imprisoned, let them fall away, because change is coming. As we started this with, a change is going to come, and it is. And when we are connected to spirit there, you know, this is what we need to do. When we are all connected like that, this is when, you know, our light can light the world. You know, when we are in alignment with ourselves, we shine the brightest. That attracts others. And can you imagine that? There's a painting on my wall, and it says, what is it? That happiness never decreases by being shared, you know, and this is what we need to do, you know. We need to find our light. We need to shine so fucking brightly, and then we need to find the others with their light as well, so that we all shine together, you know. And this is it. It's the year of fucking shining. Yeah, and The Shining, the movie as well, that was all about being psychic. It was all about being psychic as well, you know. One of my favorite movies there. So I hope that has all give you all a little bit of a spring in your step to go into 2020, because I think we should run into it. We should run and jump into its arms, because this is the start of a new decade. This is it. We have a decade to make change, you know, and it's already started. So yeah, we're there. We're there. It's flowers, it's color, it's music, it's dancing, you know. It's love. That's what we've got to get back to. You know, we've got to get back to love and remember what it truly is. Yeah. So I'm sending you all so much of it, absolutely gallons of it. You know, everything I have, I'm giving out to you now. Thank you so much for all of you that have been there this year with me, this last few years, you know, with my journey as well. You know, I really appreciate you all being here with it and still being here, even though I've been a bit wishy-washy this year. I hope I've explained why. And I really look forward to next year and the next decade, and just see what we can do, man. You know, we can do so much, and it's so fucking exciting. So fucking exciting. So I'm going to sign off now. I'm sending you all so much love. Please, if you haven't already, if you don't already follow me on Instagram, it's Love Buddha Tarot, I think. I'm on there a lot more than I'm on YouTube. If you please follow me on Facebook as well, and then you will be the first to know when I start to set up this community as well. Okay, so yeah, we need to shine like the fucking sun. And get, what's that song? Shiny Happy People by REM. Shiny Happy People holding hands. And yeah, that's what we need to do. It's time, and it's our time now, you know, and we're going to show them how it's done. Okay, and that's with a smile on our face and love as our weapon. You know, that is what we're going to do. So I love you all so much. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your inspiration as well, because it's you lot that inspire me to do what I do, you know. So Satnam.